Virgo, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late April, moving into early May 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Virgo collective. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for these beautiful Virgos in late April, early May? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself at the very end. I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Virgo. Late April, early May. What's the vibe? What's the energy? It is Taurus season, so we're hoping for some nice, lovely energy for you. There we go. All right, this is fun. This is a lighthearted type of vibe. Now, I feel for the vast majority of you, this could be a really great way to start this reading. Because to me, it's lighthearted, it's having a good time, it's having a lot of fun. So even if you are going through some rough things, this could even be an advice from Spirit. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the April subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So as you can see, we have this beautiful piece of imagery there. We have like the snow globe, we got the horse, we have like the little toys and dolls happening there. So to me, it feels like having fun. It feels very leisure. Now, for some Virgos out there, if you've been having a rough go at it, if you've been bored, if you've been dealing with some serious things, or if things have been a little too monotonous for you, Spirit just wants you to cut loose and have a little fun. Now, I always say people have fun in all sorts of different ways. Some people like to go out and socialize. Some people like to have fun at the house. Some people like to cook things. There could be hobbies. You name it. There's tons of ways where you could cut loose. So when I see this card, it could be Spirit just saying, listen, Virgo, make some time for yourself to enjoy yourself. Have a good time. So whatever that way, you might need to blow off some steam whenever this card shows up. Now, again, it just feels like a great time to me. The only issue with it could be is, I'm not saying it's you, it could even be someone in your life if you feel like they're not serious enough, where it's always fun and games. It's like this person can't take anything seriously, or they're overdoing it in the fun department, if that makes sense. So I feel like it's good for the vast majority of you, but we're going to put it down right there. And let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say the first card here doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for the Virgos. What is going on? And while we get this shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. You know, it kind of makes sense with that first card, because the reading last week felt very tense to me. The reading was titled They Are Nervous. So whether it was another person, maybe it was yourself, felt like there was a lot of overthinking. It just felt like a lot of inner tension. So this makes even more sense now, this first oracle card, where Spirit might want you to just blow off a little bit of steam. Energies can bleed over for a couple weeks, so hopefully you're not still in that place. But we're going to see what shows up for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for my Virgo friends. What's happening? Let's get it going. Very windy day over here in Jersey. Okay, we have the Knight of Swords. Talk about wind. We have a very powerful air card pushing forward. So one of the fastest moving action cards. So generally I do like this. I like an action card in the first position every time, but this one just feels a little intense. So it's something that's like starting with a bang. It's like very fast out of the gate. Let's get a couple more. What do we have here for Virgo? Thank you. Okay, 10 of Cups. Whoa. All right, this might be a really, really good thing, my friends. That's one of the best cards in the whole entire deck. Let's get one more out here. I don't want to get too excited too quick, but so far the energy looks like it could be really nice. 6 of Swords. This showed up in the Capricorn reading, so there might be a theme here with Earth signs and the 6 of Swords. Lots of improvement in the energy from last week, that's for sure. We still got to clarify, get a lot more detail, but let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first glance, elementally, and you know I always look at the elements first, it's always important. It is air heavy. There is still a lot of internal energy. We have the Knight of Swords and the 6 of Swords here on the split ends. Now, air rules over the mind, the mindset, strategy, and planning. It could be communication as well. So as you can see, there's a heavy air presence. We also have these 10 cups right there in the center. That's the realm of feelings and emotion. So as you can see, it's all inner emotion. It's like the heart and mind, heart and mind. So we're going to have to see how this all melds together. But I'm feeling optimistic with what I'm seeing. Initially, this feels optimistic to me because it's like we have action, we have something really good, and we have even more action. So even if this is like a quick win of some sort, we'll have to see. But let's start here. Let's build this out piece by piece. Position number one, we are leading off with the Knight of Swords. Talk about a powerful energy. Now, for some of you, you might be connected to an air sign. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, could be any of those. Maybe you have some of those placements yourself. But I always mention about Knights, if they're not representing a person, they rule over action. They rule over movement. So this one is one of the fastest moving cards in the whole entire deck. So it's something coming out of the gates real quick, real hot. So it's like super fast. I don't want to use a word like shocking or anything like that. It's just super intense. So again, leading with all that intensity that we were seeing last week in the mindset, that could still be in play. But to me, it could also be communication, right? Knights are also messengers similar to pages. So we're going to want to see, is this a talk of some kind? Is this someone sending a message? We'll see all that stuff. In its roughest sense, the Knight of Swords can be a little aggressive sometimes. Like, that's a challenging side of it. It could be a little too aggressive. Sometimes it could be combative. So you want, that might be a little warning here about like not pushing things too hard. Maybe there's someone you're connected to that might be a little too pushy or on edge when this card comes out. So we'll take a look at it for sure. And this energy could sometimes be a little uncontrollable. And talking about the mindset, Knight of Swords could represent running, racing thoughts. Now, I don't feel it's like throwing this reading in the trash bin, because right next to it we have the 10 cups. Beautiful, lovely card, one of the best ones in the whole entire deck. And you see it here, we have the happy family, the rainbow, the 10 full cups. It's blessings, it's wish fulfillment, it's wins and victories, all those beautiful labels. It's all of them put together in one. Now, in numerology and in the tarot deck, 10s could represent the close of a cycle or an ending. This is a happy ending. So this is something culminating in a positive way for you. So initially, I'm feeling pretty positive about it. Now, a small portion of Virgos out there, this could just represent things going on within the family, things going on within the home, living situations, stuff like that. But initially, to me, it's just very positive. Now, the downside, because remember, every card, regardless of how positive they are, they do have a challenge attached. 10 cups in its reverse form could represent something that is just hitting you hard, really deep, heavy emotions. So sometimes it could be an emotional warning or just something that feels almost overwhelming. So that combined with the front, we'll just have to see. I'm feeling optimistic about it still. So I don't want you getting nervous about the 10 of cups because it's a very positive card. Moving to the back end, as we get this 10 of cups back there in the center, we have the 6 of Swords, and this is another clue that makes me pretty happy. Now, similar to the Knight of Swords, this is a card of action. It's a card of movement. This could be taking a trip, traveling, could be distance between you and another individual, sure. But I see this card as improvement, coming out of choppy waters into calm. Things that were once really rough and difficult, not so much anymore. That's the positive side of this. So we have the action, we have great energy rolling in, we have improvement and moving forward. So in different areas of life, you might start seeing results. That's the thing I always pick up with this. It's improvement, it's results. Now, the challenge, all right, it's the other side of the coin. Sometimes this could represent someone you're connected to where you feel like they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, not taking things seriously enough, or they don't hold up to their end of the bargain. This could also represent leaving something behind, quitting, giving up on things. So worst case scenario could be abandonment, but I'm not going to fully go down that road. To me, I'm going to keep the positive until the clarifiers tell us otherwise. So we're going to place that down right there, Virgo. I want to dive deeper on all of it. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for my Virgo friends. What is happening? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Knight of Swords. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Virgo, could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, let's get that Knight of Swords. What's this action about? Feels very reminiscent of the Capricorn reading for some reason. Yeah, beautiful. This is breakthrough energy. Breakthrough type of energy. This is really exciting, actually. So we have the Wounded Warrior. Now, I mean, I guess it depends on your situation, really. But the Nine of Wands is usually a wall. It can represent an obstacle. It can represent things that are getting in the way, so like problems and situations. So when I see the Knight of Swords with the Nine of Wands in reverse, it's like I'm barreling this over. So if it's a test, I'm passing it with flying colors. If it is a problem or a situation, I'm going to shrug it off. It's not affecting me. So to me, this just feels like a huge breakthrough. Now, one thing I can say, this is the Wounded Warrior when he's in the upright. Very protective, very guarded. So when I see it in reverse, it's somebody letting that guard down, letting that wall down. So for a portion of you, yeah, maybe this is an important talk of some kind. So I feel like it's one or the other, could be even both. So to me, it's either like a very powerful or massive breakthrough in some situation, something that was getting in your way no longer is. Or to me, it's someone letting their guard down and having this conversation where it's like, once this is out of the way, it comes flooding. So for a portion of you, it can be an important talk as well. So very simple, straightforward. What you see is what you get right here on the front, which I feel like is good. It's called for. So we're just going to keep it moving, especially with the 10 next to it. Like, I'm pretty optimistic about this week's reading. So let's go in on that 10 of Cups. Let's see what the 10 of Cups has for my beautiful Virgos. I like it. I mean, or this could even be someone that was like once reserved, is not so much. So if you're the type of person where you're normally reserved, you might be a little more aggressive than you usually are when I see that. I mean, it just feels confident. It's moving forward with authority. That's the one thing I like about it. So let's see what's up with that 10. How's that? Oh, quick. All right. I mean, that feels good to me. Now, for some of you, this does feel like an energy that loops back around. And I've been seeing that for a lot of different signs in different places, different weeks. The Fool in reverse is, I'm getting the opposite vibe of what we have here. Whereas this energy, there's a breakthrough of some kind. This one, there's a reemergence. Now, I will also say, for a lot of you, I still feel like big win victory in various areas of life, because these could be multiple wins coming in. But what's the Fool? An initiator. Taking action, making moves. It's big Aries energy. So when I see it in reverse, it's like, okay, I'm not doing much. So for, again, with the 10 of Cups and the Fool in reverse, it's like, oh, I didn't have to do as much as I thought I had to do. It's like, all right, that was easy. So there could be something where it goes your way so easily that you're skeptical about it. That's just the energy. So again, wins, victories, blessings, whatever we want to put on it, it feels powerful, but it feels so easy that you're skeptical about it. So again, whether that's you and a person or a relationship or anything, it's like that is way easier than it should have been. And again, the thing I mentioned about something looping back, when I see the Fool in reverse, to me, it's like an energy returning of some sort. So for a portion of you, when I see the 10 of Cups, which represents a close of a cycle, with the Fool and opening, it's like we're repeating some sort of cycle, but it feels like something you might want to repeat. Let's keep moving over to the 6 of Swords. For the main part here, it mostly feels like something that's so smooth or goes so easy that it's like, okay, can I trust this? Let's see what's up with the 6. Then we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow. So I'm loving your reading this week so far. Let's see what's up with the 6 of Swords for my Virgos. Thank you. Magician, beautiful. Even better. Okay, so I'm not saying that the energy from last week has completely lifted. Right, because we still do have like the really powerful air archetypes here. There could still be a lot on your mind, a lot on your plate. But when I see the Magician, the master manifester, spiritual, when I see it underneath the 6 of Swords, for some of you, this could even be like some sort of spiritual breakthrough as well. But it's a manifestation coming in. The Magician, aside from speaking about manifestation and spirituality and stuff like that, it represents control, right? And in life, we do want to have a say about how things go. We do want to be master of our own destiny, right? And that's kind of what this card does. It says, I'm taking the reins, I'm taking control, and I'm going to make it work one way or another. I'm going to get this result. So again, we have a lot of motivation. We have a lot of push here. For another portion of you, yeah, the 6 of Swords with this Magician in the upright, it's like a massive manifestation is coming in. So it's like we have a triple win for the most part this week. So I think this reading for most Virgos is very, very claimable. all right, especially with this Magician in the upright. Now, a portion of you, if there is something you're dealing with, maybe there are some things that are out of your hands, but I feel like if you take the reins and control all you can, you're going to get a better result. Okay, so again, don't be passive. That's the thing. You need to be an active participant. I don't know why I'm phrasing it like that, but let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow. Love your reading this week for a variety of different reasons. But if you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we have the Knight of Swords with the 9 of Wands in reverse. Like I said, that's a breakthrough and a half to me. It's just fast, it's powerful, it's explosive, and it's like I'm knocking this problem out of the park. Nothing is going to impede me anymore. So if you've been feeling stuck, this is just a breakthrough. It feels really fantastic. Now, for a portion of you, you might be a little more aggressive than you normally are, so keep that in mind. You might be a little more amped to get certain results, but I'm also picking up an important talk of some kind as well, where it's like, okay, once we take this wall down, all that emotion or all the energy spills. Moving to the center, we have the 10 of Cups, lovely. Fool in reverse, even better. There could be, again, massive winner victory energy here where it's so easy that you're skeptical about it. Like, it can't be that easy. There's no way that's all I had to do. So again, very claimable. So something could get out of your way. And I feel like all the impediments or anything that was blocking you, like, it's kind of evaporating in a really nice way. For another portion of you, it just feels very magnetic, and I'm getting the vibe of certain things returning for some of you as well. Like something, it comes full circle. Moving to the back end, we have the 6 of Swords with the Magician, even better. So it's like we got win after win after win. Massive manifestation energy coming in, feels very powerful, but in a good way. And yeah, there could be certain things that Spirit wants you to take control of. And I also got this vibe of like spiritual emergence of some kind. So I love it. For the most part, your reading looks really, really nice to me. Please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. So let's get you one. And if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card going. What do we got for Virgo, please? What is in the shadows for my good friends? There we go. Okay. Yeah, 7 of Swords. And I've seen this card sprinkled through a few different readings. And don't get too nervous about the 7 of Swords in the shadows, because this is a very common card to show up in the shadows. It exists in the shadows. Now, of course, it could represent not being super trustworthy. It could represent certain people where it's like, oh, I got to keep an eye on you. So for some of you, it might just be a little heads up from Spirit saying like, all right, if there's a person that's giving you funky vibes, just keep an eye on them, right? It doesn't have to ruin the whole energy that we're seeing this week. Just keep an eye. Keep an eye on the situation. Keep an eye on the person. It could be telling you to be a little guarded, especially with the 9 of Wands in reverse in the main part of the spread. But another thing I'm getting here, and just take it if it hits, some things in life will always be a mystery. So whether it's like why someone does what they do, what they do, right? Like, you can't logically figure out why someone would act a certain way or why they did what they did. When I see the 7 of Swords, it's telling me like, all right, well, listen, there's some things that might remain unknown for the time being, but the universe has an interesting way of bringing things to the surface eventually. So we're just going to leave it at that, Virgo. That's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet. I'm going to give the details. The April subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me and get a little further insight into your situation, you can check out my digital calendar on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The April calendar is up, so feel free to go check it out and book. But for the April subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies, not 2, of one of my favorite decks of all time, the Gilded Tarot Royale. It's a gorgeous deck and it works fantastic. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, if you could pick one tarot card to best describe you, which one would it be? Are you the Empress? Are you the High Priestess? Are you the Emperor, the Moon, the Sun? You put your answer down in the comments, you'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.